Hello and welcome. You're watching Property Hotline with me, Kavita Krishnan, on India's first property business channel, Magic Bricks Now. Today we are answering all your questions related to buying, selling or investing in real estate. So if you have a question on property, call, email or tweet to me and I promise to get you expert answers. So Mumbai, Pune, Bengaluru or Delhi, where should you buy a house? Will it fit your budget? Which area is better? To answer all of these questions and more, we have an expert joining us on the show. In the studio with us is Amit Goenka. Now, Amit is the MD and CEO at Nisus Finance. Welcome, Amit, to the show.
Thank you, Kavita.
Let's get started. Amit, we have the first question comes in on our website, www.mbnow.in. It's from Amit.
Okay.
So your namesake says that he wants to buy a villa or a duplex in Hyderabad. His budget is 85 lakh rupees. He's looking at Palaguda, Narsingi, Kondapur and Gachibowli. He wants to know about a few projects in and around these areas. What would you recommend?
Fantastic. So thank you, Amit, for that question. Hyderabad certainly has been in the news very lately because of the turnaround of fortunes that we expect for Hyderabad with the new government in place. A lot of initiatives being taken by the incumbent government to ensure that investors, buyers, as well as a huge amount of commercial industry comes back to Hyderabad. We clearly see a lot of upside coming in for residential in Hyderabad very soon. Clearly, from the options that you have chosen, Gachibowli is the most prominent of those. It's a first recall location when anybody looks at Hyderabad as a residential option. So within Gachibowli, there's a project called Aparna Sarovar Grand by Aparna Constructions. You can certainly look at that. For your budget, which I'm told is about 85 lakhs, you should be able to get something. The price roughly there still is about 38 to 4,000 rupees. So if you're looking at even 2,000 square feet apartments, you should be very easily able to achieve your budget in that project. If you were to look at other micro markets that you mentioned, more specifically, if you look at the Papalanaguda and Narsingi cluster, now that's something which is getting the benefit of Gachibowli being in that vicinity, and the prices are still not the Gachibowli prices, which means they're closer to 3,000 rupees, and there are a number of good projects as well in the vicinity. That price is expected to reach the Gachibowli price of about 4,000 rupees in the next year and a half. So if you're looking for, but however, it will take some time for these projects to deliver. So if you're looking for a capital appreciation over the next 18 months, then you can certainly look at these projects. But if you're looking for something to move in, for something to stay right away or to rent it out, then Gachibowli offers you a fantastic option. And clearly the upside in Gachibowli is not completely exhausted. I think there's still another 10 to 12% upside, which you can expect till this Diwali.
10 to 12% upside still in Gachibowli, but Amit, we are not going to let you go. You're a seasoned investor. We won't let you go that easy. Tell us this. He's easily picked the IT corridor.
Yes.
You picked that up and you said, okay, this is great. But there is a lot that's happening in Hyderabad.
Yes.
You have a pharma corridor that's that's coming up.
Yes.
There's a lot that the government is doing. Which are the other areas that people who want to invest in Hyderabad right now should look at? Very quickly, if you could just give us the names of 2-3 locations off the top of your head.
Well, it's hard, honestly, Kavita, to say that which micro market, because being a circular city, there are a number of micro markets, and clearly the financial hub which is getting created is another very important destination apart from Gachibowli, which is clearly the IT hub.
Location.
It's hard for me, honestly, to comment on the location, but I would say that right now I would be conservative in Hyderabad. Let me first say that. So if there's an established micro market like Gachibowli, then I won't really venture out, because clearly the price spread is between 3,000 to 4,000. So you're not looking at anything which is at 2,000 unless you're really going to the airport, and that's really not an accessible zone. So I would still stick closer to the heart of the city and still stick with something which is closer. So I wouldn't recommend really going out right now till we actually see action on the ground. So I think I'm not betting on something as a promise of future, but we're just seeing a lot of offtake of commercial property, a lot of lease happening in that vicinity, and I think that's really where the appreciation will be. So I wouldn't really venture out a lot right now.
Okay, that's coming from a man who's putting big money in the market. So if you are looking to invest in Hyderabad, do not go. Stay conservative and stick to the IT corridor for the time being. Let's move on. We have a first caller of the day. Anu has called in. Tell us what's your question, Anu.
Hi, good evening, ma'am. Ma'am, I'm calling you from Ghaziabad.
Yes, I
And
know.
what my concern is, I just want to ask from the sir. Sir, I have 850 square feet flat, a two-bedroom flat, and I got this flat from a very renowned NCR builder, Supertech. And I bought this flat in 2013, sir. At that point of time, market was into the peak, sir. Now, sir, altogether, this flat cost me, because I bought this flat in the second, not direct from the builder, from the second market. And this cost me altogether, sir, 32,50,000. Now, sir, what happened is that we have around the corner, there is, which is called Noida Extension. Now, that market, what is your preview? Because there is another on the corner of the road, there is about 2 lakh flats which is been built up within a year and so. So in compared to the market price of, I'm living in Crossing Republic, sir. This is the place. So what you suggest me, should I hold this or I should sell off this flat, sir? Because when I look onto the Noida Extension market, sir, you can book a flat.
So Anu, you want to know whether you should sell in Crossing Republic and buy in Noida Extension, or whether you should hold, right?
Yeah, ma'am.
Yeah,
My concern is
yeah.
that whether I should hold this or I should
Right,
sell off
right.
this.
So
whatever.
let's get Amit to come in. Amit, tell us, what should he do?
Well,
Crossing
Anu, first
Republic
of
versus...
all, congratulations on buying a very smart apartment in Crossing Republic in Ghaziabad. It is one of the most touted developments of Ghaziabad, of the NH24 bypass, with a number of developers who've come together to make an integrated township, the first integrated township actually of Ghaziabad. It obviously is the most habited and habitable township of that micro market or of that vicinity. So you say you're staying there, clearly everybody has started to move in there. A huge amount of social infrastructures got built. It's a beautiful development, and because of which you have seen almost about close to 30-35% upside on your investment in just about 3 years. So I think it's a fantastic opportunity to stay on. Having said that, because Ghaziabad is also in that vicinity, not necessarily just in Crossing Republic, but on NH24, it's seeing a huge amount of construction happening. There is a lot of ready to move in inventory at the 4,500, 5,000 mark. So really you have actually seen the upside for that product. And if you want to keep, put it out on rent and earn the rental without actually now taking any other risk on capital upside, then just stick on. Because Noida Extension has a lot of question marks around it still. So the land issue has got sorted out with the Supreme Court decision, but there is a huge amount of inventory and not a lot of people actually going to stay in Noida Extension yet. So when it will become habitable by the masses, when will the social infrastructure go in there, is still a question mark. It certainly has an upside, no doubt about that. It will take about another 3 to 5 years for that upside to come up. So if you're a conservative investor, you're happy with your gains, you want to earn your rentals on your property, just put it on rent and enjoy that. If you want to take a punt for the next 5 years, then I think then only should you move to extension.
Also, apart from that, if he really wants to sell Crossings Republic now, what are the other markets in the NCR region that he could look at investing in? There are other markets that are coming up, right?
No, certainly. So the entire Daru Hera, apart from that, there is obviously a huge amount of industrial corridor which is coming up. But because if you're in the Noida belt, then it's either Noida, Greater Noida, Noida Extension, or Ghaziabad. These become your 4 key markets for you to look at. And really, I wouldn't venture out into newer markets, because today you are advised to get into markets which are more built out, because you're getting discounts in those markets.
Right.
You have a social infrastructure, the possibility of leasing it out or actually profiteering from your property is much higher rather than speculating on the upside. So I don't think it's a speculative market that much. So within these 4 micro markets, I think today Ghaziabad is the best of the 4. Of course, Noida is also very good, but you will not find it in the price point.
Right, and if you see the market trend, you would see that prices have gone down 5% in Crossing Republic over the last 1 year. There's a marginal correction, so you're probably better off right now holding and renting out, and selling later when the market actually picks up over there. Let's move on. Shashank has also called in. Shashank, tell us what's your question.
Yeah, first of all, I want to thank Magic Bricks and Kavita. You are hosting the show wonderfully well.
Thank you very much. Tell us your question, Shashank.
Yeah, my question is that I have 2 options. One is Borivali East. There is a project by Kanakya. Another is Thakur Village, Kandivali East. There is a project by Gundesh Chaturya. So I wanted to know that I want to buy for my own purpose. So which one would be a better buy and which is a good area for good appreciation point of view?
Well, Shashank, if you are traveling by local trains, I would say you should go for Borivali because that's where trains originate from. But let Amit answer
No,
this
I
question.
think you've actually already done my job by answering that question, so which is fantastic. So I would also actually prefer Borivali East compared to Kandivali. Actually, both are great micro markets, very, very built out, very historically stable and very well occupied. But on a relative scale, I think Borivali is seeing a lot of activity. There have been some very, very high profile launches in Borivali, as you know, of Shapurji, of Oberoi, and of course Kanakya is there. There's Rivali Park. So that micro market is actually now poised for the second phase of boom. It was depressed for quite some time. In fact, prices did slide as well for some time, given the issues of the Sanjay Gandhi National Park, which a lot of it has been resolved. So, which is why work started, people have launched it. And I think that price average should be closer to 14 or 15,000 rupees over the next 1.5 to 2 years, which is really where the markets are tending to with the new launches that have come to the market. So I would still stick with going with Borivali East. It's phenomenally connected. You have the metro corridor coming in there soon. It's on the highway. You've got train, you've got road connectivity, you've got potential also metro connectivity coming in. So given all these parameters, I would still put my money on Borivali East. And there are a number of projects that you can choose from. You are not restricted to one or two options when you're looking at Kandivali.
So, Shashank, it's basic. It's not just location, it's also connectivity that you need to look at. So, Borivali East is Amit's top pick here. And if you can see, prices are averaging around 14,700 odd over here. And prices have stayed flat for the last couple of years or so. So, you can actually, this is probably a good market for you to enter into. Let's move on. A.K. Majumdar has written in on our website, www.mbnow.in. He says he has a flat on Pod Road in Kothurud, Pune. It is 1,000 square feet in size. He's held it since 1984. Now that's called a patient investment. He wants to sell it now and wants to know what price can he expect.
Fantastic, Mr. Majumdar. I'm sure you must be feeling very rich given that Pune has actually appreciated phenomenally. One of the best appreciations within the country have been in micro markets of Pune, Kothurud being one of them. The average capital values, as you can see, has been in the 9,000 to 10,000 rupees a square foot. Kothurud again is a very historical destination, so there's not a lot of development actually happening there. So people are forced to buy whatever is available in that vicinity. So yes, you can actually expect almost over 1 crore for your investment because you have roughly about 1,000 square feet. So you can expect to make about 1 crore on selling that property. And again, you will have, I think, reasonable number of buyers also, despite the market sentiments. Again, within that northeastern belt, there has been a lot of activities within the mid segment. You're actually holding a very, very good unit size. It's 1,000 square feet, which falls right within the bracket of what people would like to buy in Pune. I think the prices are stable at that price, and there are a few large developments in the annexure areas of Kothurud which are likely to come up, close to about 1.5, 2 million square feet, which will put pressure on the prices for the next 1.5, 2 years. So I don't see any further gains happening over the next 18 to 24 months. So if you would like to capitalize on this, I think it's a great time. There are new emerging micro markets to the Pimpri, Chinchwad, as well as on the Hinjewadi side of Pune, which actually have a higher growth potential from the appreciation that Kothurud has already seen. So you might want to actually liquidate, gain from there and reinvest into the new emerging markets like Pimpri, Chinchwad, etc. of Pune.
Sell and reinvest in the emerging markets. But Amit, also one thing I want to ask you, Pune is a market that's seeing a tremendous amount of supply coming in.
Yes.
And also, especially when you're looking to sell something that is, like he was holding, he's been holding it since 1984.
Right.
A property that is aged that much.
Yes.
What are the chances of getting a good deal when you're out to sell in a market
So
like
you're
this?
right, you might not actually end up realizing all of 10,000 or 11,000 rupees, and it might be a slight discount for the depreciation or the age of the building. But the good part about Pune is that it's a historical city and people are very happy actually going and staying in low rises, into more infill locations with a community around it, because that's really the fabric of Pune. I think it's only the IT crowd which doesn't mind getting into a newer building, a more compact building, a building which is fully not finished or doesn't have the social fabric or the infrastructure around it. So given the fabric of Kothurud especially because it's really got the historical or the legacy settlements in that vicinity. So I think the probability of actually selling it is much higher. It's much tougher when you get into the newer micro markets, especially Hinjewadi, which is an IT belt and it's got millions of square feet being built, in that entire belt. So you're right. I don't think you'll get the entire upside of a new building, because what we're quoting is really for the new inventory. Inventory certainly has gone up by about 20%. Overall launches have gone up by a very large way, but it'll take time for those inventories to actually become habitable.
Right.
And a lot of people are looking for moving in stock. So the moving in stock is not that much.
Not there. So net, old or new, there's always a market for well-located real estate. We have a caller on the line. Mr. Taneja has called in.
या
Yes, Mr. Taneja, बोलिए क्या सवाल है आपका?
ऐसे है, हम लॉन्ग टर्म इन्वेस्टमेंट के लिए प्रॉपर्टी देख रहे हैं और हमारी जो लोकेशन प्रेफरेंस होगा वो गुड़गांव है
जी। बजट क्या है आपका?
देखिए, मैं पहले मेरा जो रिक्वायरमेंट है वो समझ लीजिएगा।
हाँ,
आपको अपना बजट भी बताता हूँ आपको।
बताइए।
लोकेशन रहेगा सोना रोड, गोल्ड कोस्ट रोड, गोल्ड कोस्ट एक्सटेंशन रोड और द्वारका एक्सप्रेस।
ठीक है।
हमारी जो रिक्वायरमेंट है 2, 3, 4 BHK अपार्टमेंट की रिक्वायरमेंट है हमारी।
ठीक है।
प्रेफरेंस हमारा गुड़गांव रहेगा और सेकंड प्रेफरेंस रहेगा हमारा नोएडा, ग्रेटर नोएडा वेस्ट, यमुना एक्सप्रेस।
आपका प्रेफरेंस ग्रेटर नोएडा यमुना एक्सप्रेसवे
है? यमुना एक्सप्रेसवे।
ठीक है। और आपका बजट क्या है?
ऐसे है, हमारा जो बजट है वो 5 CR से लेके 10 CR तक है।
5 CR से 10 CR। और आप एक ही प्रॉपर्टी खरीदना चाहते हैं?
मैं बताता हूँ बेटे आपको। ऐसा है कि ये तो हो गया रेजिडेंशियल का, और कमर्शियल में भी हम इंटरेस्टेड हैं। कमर्शियल में प्री लीज जो रेंटेड प्रॉपर्टी होती है, जैसे किसी ने आपकी अपनी प्रॉपर्टी और आपने MNC कंपनी को रेंट पे दी हुई है, तो ऐसी प्रॉपर्टी भी हम परचेज करना चाहेंगे।
यानी आप लीज्ड आउट प्रॉपर्टी भी खरीदना चाहेंगे? इसके लिए
प्री लीज रेंटेड प्रॉपर्टी बेटे।
तो इसके लिए भी ये भी आपके वो 5 to 10 CR वाला जो बजट है उसी में आता है?
नहीं, इसमें बजट जो है अराउंड अबाउट 25 CR के बीच में है।
25 CR के अलग बजट है इसके लिए?
या टोटल जो बजट है वो 25 CR है हमारा टोटल बजट।
ठीक है। तो पहले आपका जो रेसिडेंशियल का आपका जो सवाल था उसका जवाब देते हैं। अमित बताइए।
तनेजा साहब, आपने जो माइक्रो मार्केट्स की बात की है, चाहे वो यमुना एक्सप्रेसवे हो, ग्रेटर नोएडा हो या गुड़गांव के साइड द्वारका एक्सप्रेसवे है, ये सारे इमर्जिंग माइक्रो मार्केट्स हैं। इसका मतलब कि यहाँ पे जो टिकट साइज़ होती है वो छोटी होती है आपके बजट के हिसाब से। तो आपने जो बजट तय किया है रेजिडेंशियल के लिए, ये इनफिल या की माइक्रो मार्केट, जैसे अगर आप गोल्फ रोड या गोल्फ रोड एक्सटेंशन देखें गुड़गांव में, तो आपके बजट में आपको बेहतरीन वहाँ पे उपलब्धियाँ मिलती हैं। तो आपके बजट में आपको सिंगल या डबल फ्लैट लेने में कोई मज़ा नहीं है, बिकॉज आपको या तो कई सारे अपार्टमेंट्स लेने होंगे इस बजट में, बिकॉज जनरली जो वहाँ पे टिकट साइज़ है वो 1-1.5-2 करोड़ के अंदर है, क्योंकि वो बने उस तरीके से हैं। वेरएज़ जो ज़्यादा बड़े या इनफिल माइक्रो मार्केट्स हैं, विच इज़ बेसिकली गुड़गांव के अंदर, जैसे मैंने बताया, इवन विद इन नोएडा, जैसे आपका सिटी सेंटर नोएडा जहाँ पे 10,000 का भाव चल रहा है, और वहाँ पे आप 2 या 2.5 या 3,000 स्क्वायर फुट का अगर आप मकान लेते हैं, यू विल बी एबल टू ऑब्वियसली इन्वेस्ट 3 to 4 करोड़ रुपीज़। तो अगर आप इनफिल लोकेशंस में लेते हैं तो कोई दिक्कत ही नहीं है, क्योंकि वो एस्टैब्लिश्ड हैं, वहाँ पे ऑलरेडी लोग आ चुके हैं और आने के इच्छुक हैं, तो वो एक एस्पिरेशनल लोकेशन बन जाता है और वहाँ पे अपसाइड की गुंजाइश बनती है। बहुत बड़ा यूनिट लेने की मैं आपको सलाह नहीं दूंगा कि अगर आपको 5 करोड़ इन्वेस्ट करना है तो आप 5,000 स्क्वायर फुट का ले लें, क्योंकि उसका ऑफटेक है ही नहीं, लग्जरी अपार्टमेंट्स का ऑफटेक है ही नहीं। तो अगर आप जितना आप 2,000 स्क्वायर फुट 2,500 स्क्वायर फुट के अंदर का चुनाव करेंगे वो बेहतर है, पहली बात तो। और दूसरा, आपके बजट के अंदर आप जितना एस्टैब्लिश माइक्रो मार्केट है उसमें जाएंगे तो आपका पैसे की सेफ्टी भी ज़्यादा है और उसमें अपसाइड का भी पोटेंशियल है। नए माइक्रो मार्केट्स में एक तो सप्लाई बहुत ज़्यादा है, तो अब यमुना एक्सप्रेसवे में बहुत ज़्यादा सप्लाई है,
यानी
करीब 2 करोड़ स्क्वायर फुट का काम चल रहा है।
जी तनेजा जी, यानी कुल मिलाकर जो एस्टैब्लिश माइक्रो मार्केट्स है, जहाँ पर लोग काफ़ी सालों से रह रहे हैं, वहाँ पर जाइए। जो एस्टैब्लिश मार्केट, वहाँ पर आपको बेहतर प्रोजेक्ट्स भी मिलेंगे, आपको बेहतर मुनाफा भी यहाँ मिलेगा। आगे बढ़ते हैं, आपका जो कमर्शियल वाला सवाल था उसका आप जवाब लेंगे। अमित, ये बताइए, लीज आउट प्रॉपर्टी लेना चाहते हैं, 25 करोड़ का इनका बजट है, क्या ऑप्शंस होंगे?
तो एक जो आपका रेजिडेंशियल का क्वेरी के अलावा मैं ये भी कहूँगा कि आपके बजट में अगर आप लैंड खरीदें आज की तारीख में, चाहे अगर आप वो ग्रेटर नोएडा में लें, तो आपको बेहतरीन रिटर्न मिलेगा। और ये शायद सही समय है लैंड लेने का, क्योंकि लैंड प्राइसेस काफ़ी कम हो गई हैं। तो ग्रेटर नोएडा में आप लैंड लीजिए, वहाँ पे लैंड पार्सल्स अवेलेबल हैं। यमुना एक्सप्रेस वे भी आपको लैंड पार्सल्स मिलेंगे, द्वारका में नहीं मिलेंगे आपको। अगर आप नोएडा के अगर आप और गुड़गांव के मार्केट में तो सोना रोड में भी आपको लैंड पार्सल्स या विला मिलेंगे, जो भी काफ़ी डेवलपमेंट है। तो आप लैंड की तरफ देखिए, आप अपार्टमेंट से रेजिडेंशियल डायरेक्टली मत देखिए
जी, यानी ज़मीन का भी ऑप्शन है। और एक कॉलर हमारे साथ जुड़ गए हैं, इसलिए जल्दी बताइए कि कमर्शियल
में बहुत बेहतरीन उपलब्धियां हैं। आपको इस समय कमर्शियल लेने में बहुत ज़्यादा फायदा है, बिकॉज एक तो जो इकोनॉमिक ग्रोथ हुई है उसके मद्देनज़र में बहुत सारे जो कॉर्पोरेट्स हैं वो अब गुड़गांव और नोएडा में काफ़ी भारी मात्रा में लीजिंग कर रहे हैं। कैपिटल वैल्यूज़ ऑलरेडी 15% बढ़ चुकी हैं, उसमें ऊपर और 15% का अपसाइड हमको दिखता है। तो आपको रेंट प्लस एक 15% का अपसाइड डेफिनेटली मिलता है। वहाँ पे आप कई सारे ऑप्शंस देख सकते हैं। आपका वेव 1 बन रहा है नोएडा में, जैसे आप जानते हैं। वर्ल्ड ट्रेड सेंटर भी बहुत बेहतरीन उपलब्धि है। गुड़गांव में अगर आप देखें तो MRMGF का पाम स्प्रिंग्स है गुड़गांव में, वहाँ पे आपको मिल जाएगा।
जी, तो ग्रेटर नोएडा या गुड़गांव में आप ऑफिस स्पेस ले सकते हैं जो किराए पर दिया जा चुका है। संध्या हैज कॉल्ड इन। संध्या, टेल अस व्हाट्स योर क्वेश्चन क्विकली।
Yeah, actually I'm calling from Bangalore. So my query is regarding a property at Bangalore, Kadugudi, Whitefield. Investing, my budget is around 40 to 50 lakhs.
Okay.
So my office area is near to Kadugudi. I mean ITPL. So I just want to invest property at Kadugudi, Sigehalli. So my budget is around 40 to 50 lakhs. If I want to invest for a long time, I just want to know, is it a right place and what would be the appreciation?
Kadugudi, is it a good location to invest in? What kind of prospects do you see over there?
So clearly, I think Kadugudi, or whether you look at Whitefield, they are clearly the end consumer markets, and they're largely dominated by the IT sector. So certainly, there's no problem in actually looking at that micro market for your self-consumption or even for renting it out. The prices have historically been under pressure because a huge amount of land bank has got released, especially on the industrial land banks, which have converted to residential. So a lot of developments, most prominent developers have actually gone into that micro market, whether it's Prestige, Brigade, Purvankara, Sobha, etc. I would still say that look at Whitefield as a micro market, because that's really where the value proposition still remains. Most of the pricing is between 4,000 to 4,500 rupees a square foot. You will be able to actually drive very hard bargains. I think the upside is there for another 15% on these current prices as the property prices are actually compressed, and we see offtake coming back into Whitefield because of the ITES growing at a very breakneck speed in Bangalore. Apart from that, look at smaller units. So for example, Skylark Ithaca has about 1,000 square feet apartments at about 4,300 rupees a square foot, which falls squarely into your budget, and you will get possession next year. Or even look at ready to move in properties, whether it's Mahavir or some of the other developers I mentioned.
Right. So essentially, Sandhya, you would be better off choosing Whitefield, and if you saw the charts that we showed on the channel right now, you would have seen that Whitefield has grown, in fact, 32% at a time when property markets have stayed flat across the country. With that, we are completely out of time on this edition of Property Hotline. Amit, thank you very much for coming in. Hope to see more of you on the show.
Thank you so much.
Right? But on Saturday, we'll be back again to answer more questions related to buying, selling or investing in property. So keep those questions coming in and continue watching Magic Bricks now.